back here for game 2 of this doubleheader. Sorry about the technical difficulties in game 1, but the Rams had enough difficulties on their own trying to come back and win this one. It's all ready to go for Edgar Reyes to start out on the mound in game 2. The senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, going up against a Hiwassee lineup that looks like this. Keegan Judd, the center fielder, bats first, while Wes Sutton plays in left. Hill bats second. Tyler Hiwassee, the DH, batting third in this one, while Hogan Townsend, the second baseman, will bat cleanup. Josh Watson, the first baseman, batting fifth. Zach Cole at third, batting sixth. The shortstop, Brandon Buck, will bat seventh. Nick Bain catching in this one, batting eighth. And Dylan Gansey, the right fielder, will bat ninth. Rams have pretty much the same lineup, all except for the DH at the end at Joseph Cardona instead of Caleb Wood. It'll be Espinal at third, Castro at short, Perez once again at second base. Torres gets the start at first and left McGee. Had a homer in the 7th inning. Now the first pitch to Judd, swung on and fouled straight back, strike one. So we are underway, start time now at 3:33, and we're going to call it right around 69 degrees. The count at 0-1, Edgar Reyes getting the win last week against Johnson University as Judd bounces a bunt down the first baseline. Torres tries to reach for the tag. He can't get there, so Judd gets to first base. Second straight game where Keegan Judd gets on with an infield single, and now the runner on base to start out the game. Here comes Wes Sutton. Rams coming into this one now at 22-15. Hiwassee improving to 24-17. That game got so ugly so fast. The Rams held under 3 hits for most of the game. Nick Meadows got his second home run of the season. And then Josh McGee belted his 14th of the season, a 2-run bomb, and now he has 52 RBIs. And the first pitch to Sutton, a fastball right across the middle. Count 0-1. Edgar Reyes really did look good against Johnson University last week. Came in to pitch for Jackson Keene. Here's the pitch, another bunt. Third baseline, charging Espinal. Throw to first. Low but in time, and the sacrifice is intact as Judd moves into scoring position. That'll bring up Tyler Hiwassee. He got the start at first base back in game 1. So 2 NCCAA squads playing here. Rams actually beat the Tigers in the Mid-East Regional last year in Hiwassee. And the Tigers ended up making it to the Christian College World Series anyway. Righty to lefty, a runner at second with 1 out. Still no score. Pitch. Swinging a fly ball, shallow left. McGee with a couple of trots up will squeeze for out number 2. Wind still blowing out towards left field. It's been a beautiful day for baseball. Unfortunately, with some of that sun coming in, kind of a greenhouse effect in the press box, and some equipment can get a little bit overheated, and I think that's what was happening in game 1. Now we've moved the computer over to the shade, and hopefully that'll help. 2 outs already. Edgar Reyes now looking down Broadway to Hogan Townsend, the second baseman. Checking the runner at second. The Nevada native takes a little too long for Townsend liking, and he'll call time. So now it's 0-0. Already 1 hit. The Rams just had no hitting going. Saw a few from Ackerman and Perez as the first pitch to Townsend. Fastball clocking on the outside corner, strike 1. Couldn't get anything going, a few errors in the field as well. It just looked like Bluefield had fallen asleep and Hiwassee was wide awake. 0-1. Fastball outside, dropped by Jackson, completing the battery with Edgar Reyes in this one. Still good to see Nick Meadows and Josh McGee homer, but still the Rams couldn't find anything. Losing that game by 10, and you could tell Mike White is frustrated trying to get right back into it. Reyes from the belt, the 1-1. Swung on, and a high pop-up out to shallow right. Meadows racing in. That'll drop in for a base hit. Here comes Judd. He'll score. The communication between Jose Perez and Nick Meadows really has to be worked on. Perez likely should have just backed up to get that, knowing how fast he is. Meadows was playing too deep. And Keegan Judd comes all the way to score from second. It's an RBI single from Hogan Townsend. Billy Angle here, glad to have you with us on the Rams Digital Sports Network. Already a tough start as that one is chased and missed. Strike one. High fastball to Josh Watson. Watson's another guy that looked pretty consistent in game one. Now runner at first in Hogan Townsend. Pitch. Another fastball zooming outside. Reyes working from the stretch, has a little kick and a fast delivery. He really has worked well, but the fielding hasn't been there for Bluefield. Of course, that won't be called an error. Still a mental error at that. Quickly up 0-2. Pitch. Swinging a foul tip, saves Watson as it bounces right off the green backstop. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hiwassee looking for a doubleheader sweep. Now, they play a lot of teams in the AAC despite not being an NAIA school. They have fared well. 0-2. Outside, gets away from Jackson, and the runner advances in Hogan Townsend. Rams back at it again with those blue jerseys and the white pants, blue socks, and blue caps. Cursive baseball Bluefield right across the front with the underline in white. And the white numbers. Hiwassee with the black jerseys playing on a hot day with the maroon letters and the white trim. Ball and 2 strikes, Reyes looking in. Waving the bat behind his head, the pitch. Fastball high and away, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still 2 outs, 1-0 Hiwassee. Well, game one took 3 hours. Rams trying to keep this one a little bit quicker with Edgar Reyes. 2-2. Swung on and served out to center. Should be good for Ackerman. He jogs in, stops, and flashes the glove up for out number 3. Run scores, though, on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's 1-0 Hiwassee. Welcome back to Bluefield, everybody. Hiwassee already jumping out to a 1-0 lead in a sunny game 2, but Bluefield trying to make his stamp in the bottom of the first inning. Kyle Harrod on the mound, the right-handed pitcher, and Bailey Castro leads it off for the Rams. Same lineup for Bluefield with just Cardona, the DH, in the 9 spot. First pitch. And Harrod fires a breaking ball right down the middle, strike 1. He has that low kick. Assuming he might work a little bit faster working from the stretch, but Harrod still working very slow. Pitch, swing and a foul tip going right behind Castro. Talk about that lineup. Here it is again. Jose Perez at second base, McGee in left and batting third. Marcus Espinal, the cleanup man, batting fourth. And playing at third base, Jordan Jackson batting fifth and catching. Oscar Torres will be the first baseman once again and bat sixth. Jordan Ackerman, the center fielder from John Day, Oregon, will bat seventh. Nick Meadows, who hit his second home run of the year, his second home run as a collegiate player, batting eighth. And Cardona, the DH, batting ninth. No balls, 2 strikes. Harrod starts the motion and fires. Castro lays off a fastball high. Out in the field, Cole at third, Buck at shortstop, Hogan Townsend at second, and Josh Watson at first base. Here's the 1-2. Fastball flaring outside to the righty. Bryson Howard got a complete game victory for Hiwassee in Game 1, a 14-4 win over Bluefield. 2-2. Swinging a foul tip, just grazing off the left foot of Bailey Castro, rolling in towards that Hiwassee dugout. Tigers definitely confident after rolling over Bluefield in Game 1, but the Rams know that was kind of an uncharacteristic performance for them. Another 2-2. Swung on and missed. Castro goes down on strikes. Good start for Kyle Harrod. 1-0 Hiwassee, bottom of the first. Here's Jose Perez. Perez with a couple of base hits in Game 1. Really had nothing to show for it, though. And the tone was definitely set when Jose Perez was going for a steal in the bottom of the first inning and got in a rundown with Howard. First pitch. Perez lifts it down the left field line. That is straight at Sutton, though, and Bluefield still can't catch a break. There's out number 2. So the second baseman fails to go inside out on that one, and it'll bring up Josh McGee. McGee will stand in right side at his 14th home run of the season in his last at-bat. First pitch. McGee takes a strike on the inside corner. Well, he belted that out to left field. Make that 52 RBIs for him. That leads the team by a mile. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. McGee quickly down 0-2. A high fastball. Can't stress enough, it looks like the timing is sort of set off to these Bluefield batters because of Kyle Harrod's slow wind. Starts it again, 0-2. Fastball outside corner, a slow ring up, and McGee goes down in 3 straight pitches. 3 up, 3 down go the Rams as well. Headed to the second inning, it's 1-0. Now we're back in Bluefield. It is 1-0 Hiwassee playing in a 7-inning game. It's now the top of the second. Run scored off of the RBI single from Hogan Townsend. A little flare that dropped right in between Perez and Nick Meadows. And the first pitch to Zach Cole is called a strike from Edgar Reyes. Last time Edgar Reyes pitched, Bluefield won in a record time as Cole grounds it hard over to short. Backhanded stab by Castro. Throw to first. Got him. Solid play there by the junior shortstop. And there's one out. Boy, that seems like the first time in a long time where Bluefield has been able to retire the first batter of an inning. Maybe it can be a break, and here's Brandon Buck. Top to bottom, Hiwassee's lineup hit very well. First pitch. Fastball misses outside. Actually called a strike. Boy, this umpire takes a long time to think about it. And I have to wait. 0-1. Fastball once again seemingly outside, and there's a ball. So we're in the 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup. Buck, the shortstop. Pitch, and the 1-1 is lifted out towards shallow center. Ackerman once again makes another catch. 2 outs. 2 gone, 1-0, top of the second. Edgar Reyes trying to get in some sort of groove, which is something that the Bluefield pitchers really failed to do in game 1. Nick Bain steps to the plate for the first time today. Catcher replacing Chase Rathbone, another guy coming in right around 5'8". As Reyes, the senior, fires. There's a changeup right down Broadway, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, nobody on. Reyes stops the motion, decides to go, and pitches. Swing and a line drive, snagged by the third baseman Espinal. 3 of 3 down go the Tigers. That's the first time Hiwassee was retired in order today. Going into the bottom of the second, it's 1-0. Fresh off of his big catch, here is Marcus Espinal to lead off the bottom of the second. And the first pitch to him is a fastball high coming from Kyle Harrod. 1-0 Hiwassee. Rams lost game 1 14-4, now trying to change that here. Slow motion and the pitch. Once again fired outside. 2 balls, no strikes. It'll be Espinal, Jackson, and Torres. Espinal not really giving us anything to talk about in game 1. 2-0. Swung on and fouled straight back on a looping curve. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs. Espinal with his bat on his right shoulder. The righty awaits. 2-1. Way inside, Espinal loops or in limbos out of the way of that fastball. Boy, Sutton out in left field is playing about 10 feet from the warning track. These Rams really like to pull, but haven't really had anything go their way today. 3-1. Inside for ball 4. Rams have their first base runner on, and here's Jordan Jackson.
First baseman, Oscar Torres.
So rather it will be Oscar Torres batting 5th. And the first pitch to Torres goes outside. We've talked about it before where Oscar Torres was mainly a DH to start out the year. Then that injury of Austin Browning forced him to play as a position player over at first. Another pickoff attempt. Hiwassee really likes to hamper down on some of those base runners leading off. Ball and no strikes. Wind still gusting out to left. The pitch. Fastball right across the plate. Strike one. Count evens at 1-1. Runner at first. Rams down by 1. Pitch. Fastball high. Harrod starting to get out of that command he had in the bottom of the first. Tired the Rams in order with a couple of strikeouts. Castro as well as Josh McGee. Rams looking for their first hit. Pitch. Swung on and popped up foul right behind home plate, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Couple of birds chirping right around beautiful Bowen Field. Leaves starting to come in on those trees right behind center. Another pickoff attempt, and Espinal gets back to the bag. Two balls, 2 strikes. Harrod from the belt. Pitches. Swing and a miss. Boy, Oscar Torres wishes he didn't go on that one. I think he just decided that he had to throw the bat out there because he knew it was a strike at the last second. And there's one gone. Third strikeout of the day for Kyle Harrod. And one out in the bottom of the second for Jordan Jackson. Righty to righty, Jackson wearing number 8. Pitch. Swinging a foul tip going right behind the catcher, Bain. Rams playing this weekend, welcoming Reinhardt in on Friday, and then a doubleheader starting at noon on Saturday. So if Bluefield gets swept today, somehow if they aren't able to come back in this one, of course, a lot of ball game to play. They're going to have a very sour taste in their mouth going into Friday's matchup. 0-1. Inside, Jackson almost turned into it. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike White looking over at third base, and really uncharacteristic of his team not to find anything hitting-wise, and then the snowball just rolled up with the errors in game 1. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Boy, Jackson was chasing something up at his chin. And Harrod working from the stretch. That kick isn't as long, but it's still a slow windup for the righty. Looking out of his cap and lobs over to first just as a warning to get Espinal back to the bag. All in 2 strikes. Jackson working with 1 out. Crowding the plate on the right side. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Once again, a high fastball. 4 strikeouts already. And that'll bring up Jordan Ackerman, a guy that doesn't strike out a lot. Ackerman's just been on fire, putting the ball in play. Really different than his junior season 2 years ago. Now a redshirt senior. Whereas Labrum and his rotator cuff as that pitch is fouled away. Ackerman with a weird kick after that, trying to gauge what is coming at him from Kyle Harrod. Standing at 5-5, waving the bat around on the left side of the plate. 0-1. Swinging a line drive up the middle of base hit. Espinal rounding second. He'll stay over at second base after it's relayed in by Judd. Ackerman is the first base hit of the day for Bluefield. And now, possibly the tying run stands at second base for Nick Meadows. 1-0 Hiwassee. We're in the bottom of the second. 2 outs already. 2 strikeouts. Count at 0-1. Meadows hitting a home run his last time. Now calling time, Kyle Harrod trying to lead these runners on the base paths. Playing in a 7-inning game, Bluefield down 1-0, but 2 runners on, and Ackerman as well as Marcus Espinal. Pitch. Fastball watched outside and called a strike. Oh, for Meadows, both home runs he's hit this year have went over the left field wall. Going all the way back to the first series at Bowen Field. The pitch, fastball high and outside. Ball and a strike to the right fielder. And he killed that one against Ohio Christian. That was a series where Bluefield hit 5 home runs. Couple from Josh McGee, who hit 1 in game 1 as well. 2 runners on. The 1-1. Swinging a liner again into left field. Sutton racing, and he makes the catch on the gallop. Bluefield strands 2 runners on the base paths, and after 2 complete, they still trail 1-0. You're watching Rams baseball on the Rams Digital Sports Network. One to nothing. Edgar Reyes ready for the 3rd inning. And the first pitch is a fastball high to Dylan Gansey, the right fielder. Single scored after Hogan Townsend blooped it into shallow right. Brought in a run from Keegan Judd. The 1-0. Swung on, popped up sky high, left field. McGee looking through those big sunglasses. He'll make the catch. That's now 5 straight retired. Another reminder, this is just a 7-inning game here at Bowen Field. Back to the top of the lineup with Keegan Judd, 1-for-1 with a run scored. Boy, he really makes things tough for Bluefield. Pitch, swinging a rip, left side, through for a base hit into left field. Now we got to see how Edgar Reyes will respond, working with Keegan Judd over at first base. Judd coming into this one batting under 300, and that could have fooled some of this Bluefield pitching staff. They have not found an answer for him today. And here comes Sutton with 1 out. He had a sacrifice bunt his last time. From the belt, Reyes serves. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center. Converging, and Ackerman calls off. Throw to first. Skips in late, but still a great effort by Jordan Ackerman. So Wes Sutton goes down, 2 outs. And Tyler Hiwassee will step up to the plate. And for Bluefield's 14-4 loss, that comes in a time where Bluefield has had a few lopsided losses. I mean, going back to Saturday, Montreat went well. As the runner goes, Jackson throws second, tag in time. What a play by the catcher. Keegan Judd gunned down by the New Jersey native, and the top of the 3rd is over. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and Tyler Hiwassee left at the plate. It's 1-0 Hiwassee still. See if the Rams can get some runs coming up. Welcome back for the bottom of the third. It's 1-0. Joseph Cardona steps up to the plate, and the DH from Puerto Rico watches the fastball drop low. Ball and no strikes. Cardona batting under 200, trying to improve that here. Now the pitch from Herod. Fastball flaring high and away. So the Rams in their 9-1-2, and you got to still think that Mike White really believes in Joseph Cardona. 2-0. Skips in low, 3 balls, no strikes. Especially after bringing in Caleb Wood in the last game. Caleb didn't really step up like Mike White would have wanted. You got Cardona with a big frame on the left side. One of the smarter Bluefield College Rams, as what Garrett Schilling always talks about. 3-0. Right down Broadway, there's the inaugural strike of the at-bat. So the count at 3-1, and Cardona really needs to get something going for the Rams. They have not put any hits together today. 3-1. Swing and a lifted foul ball, left side out of play. Another strike 2, count is full. So Cardona now forcing to battle here. Kyle Herod deals. Swing and a miss on the payoff, and there is strikeout number 5. Right back to the top of the lineup, and one of the 5 strikeouts, Bailey Castro. That's a quick throw around from Bain, the catcher. Hiwassee has came in and looked absolutely confident today. Now the Rams just down by 1. It's the bottom of the third with plenty of ball game to play, but it has just been a difference in tone for both of the teams. First pitch. Castro takes a fastball low and away. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Got some of those baseball teams coming in that are playing in the high school tournament. 1-0. Castro grounds it over towards the left side. Fielded by Cole at third. His throw to first in time. Looks like the Princeton Tigers are making their trip over from Honeycutt Field, and then Greenbrier East. Of course, the Princeton Rays, the other team in the Mercer Cup rivalry, played in Mercer County, playing against the Bluefield Blue Jays right here at Bowen Field. First pitch to Jose Perez, a fastball right down the middle. Princeton, home of the Talking Chicken, Roscoe the Rooster. Also a professional wrestler. The pitch. Swing and a sliced foul ball bouncing off the netting. I think that's something Bluefield College needs as a mascot. Might be a little hot for someone out in a Ram suit today. But still, nice to have somebody here. Righty deals. Swing and a grounder towards the middle. Snagged on the backhand, Townsend. Off balance throw, bounces away from Watson, and it goes into the dugout, so Perez will get his free base. So it'll be a single and an error. Correction there, Jose Perez will get to second. It's an error all the way. Won't be scored as a hit, so it'll be an E4. Ends up being 2 bases. So for the second straight inning, the Rams have a runner at second base with 2 outs. Mike White and the Rams hoping Josh McGee can do something here. Down 1-0, bottom of the third. Kyle Herod already has 5 strikeouts. First pitch, and McGee bounces it high up in the air, or rather that's just a pop-up. Seemed like he chopped it, though. Either way, it's caught by Townsend, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. Rams go 3 straight, trailing here, 1-0. Still 1-0. Edgar Reyes deals a fastball high, and it's ball one. Top of the fourth inning. Be Tyler Hiwassee standing in at 6-3, the DH, 0 for 1. Flew out to left field his last time. Pitch. Hiwassee drills it right side, and that's going to bounce all the way to the warning track. Still going towards second. Meadows picks it up. Cutoff man, he missed him, bouncing into Bailey Castro, and it's a stand-up double for Hiwassee. Fourth base hit of the day for Hiwassee, and now Tyler Hiwassee is on the base paths. Hogan Townsend's 1 for 1 as an RBI. Boy, he popped that one up right behind Jose Perez. Nick Meadows said he had it and was charging in. Meadows couldn't catch up to the ball. To see if they possibly bunt here. The pitch swung on and drilled. Deep left field. McGee charging back, and that one is foul. Oh, man, that was just about 5 feet to the left of the foul pole. Hogan Townsend thought he had it, trying to hook it around that yellow pole out there and couldn't get it. So it's a loud strike one. Glad you could be with us here in this NCCAA doubleheader. A little bit of a rivalry between Bluefield College and Hiwassee. You got to think that if these teams meet again in the Mid-East Regional, the Rams might have a different mindset. Runner at second, 0-1. Showing bunt, pulls back, sails behind Jackson, and Hiwassee moves to third on the wild pitch. Ball and a strike, and Rams have now crept the infield in. 1-1 from Reyes. Swing and a miss, strike two. Field down 1-0, only with one hit on the day so far. That one came from Jordan Ackerman. Righty to righty, Reyes comes set. Quick kick and the offer. Swing and a little grounder, bobbled by Espinal, lost the ball, it's dead in the dirt. And boy, that is an E5 that Bluefield could have avoided there. Got a feel for Espinal. Stabbed it in the dirt. And in hindsight, really, Espinal did a good job of keeping that runner at bay at third base, and now Bluefield has to put the infield back, playing a double play depth, but just lost it, thought it went behind him, and instead it went right in that little lip of the infield grass to the dirt. No outs. Here's Josh Watson. Pitch. And the first baseman takes a hefty swing, strike one, and Watson just cursing at himself after that one. One to nothing Tigers over the Rams. We're in the top of the fourth. Started out with a double from Hiwassee. Pitch. Popped up on a bunt. It'll loop all the way over near the box seats. And quickly down 0-2. Rams still trying to be cognizant of the fact that Tyler Hiwassee is at third. Townsend at first base. The 0-2. Swing and a blooper. Shallow left. That'll drop in for a base hit. Hiwassee sprinting home, and Josh McGee has nowhere to go but just bring it back into the infield. Another RBI single for Watson, who just hacked that ball. That was up near his neck. 2-0 Tigers. Townsend moves to second, no outs. Tigers have jumped all over this Bluefield pitching today. Here's Zach Cole. Just in the top of the fourth. Runners at second and first. Reyes with the pitch coming up as he has the ball at his belt. Pitch. Bunt shown, pulls back. It's called a strike anyway, strike one. Even being blessed with such great weather, the Rams haven't done anything with it. They played so well at home. That is why these Hiwassee performances have came as such a shock. Infield in, 0-1, bunt showing, and Cole pulls it back. Now, Jose Perez has to be ready to go over to first to possibly cover. So that sacrifice is trying to bring both runners into scoring position with just one out. Now with no outs, 1-1. Bunt stabbed at and he missed, strike two. Good pitching there by Edgar Reyes, just finding it on the outside corner. No clouds in the sky. Carolina blue skies here on the border of West Virginia and Virginia. 1-2 from Reyes. Swing and a miss. That was up at his helmet. What is with some of these batters today, chasing high fastballs? Now Bluefield can hope for a double play. One out. Cole going down on strikes. That's the first strikeout of the day for Edgar Reyes, and here's Brandon Buck. Torres playing in front of the runner at first. Espinal creeping up as well. Pick off, tag, not in time. That was close though. So Jose Perez caught the ball at second, laid down the tag on Hogan Townsend, who slid back in head first. For the first pitch to Buck, he's 0 for 1. Here it is. Watches a fastball just go a tad bit inside. There's ball one. And a 1 ball, no strikes, and 1 out. 2 men on for Hiwassee College coming from Tennessee. A good little trip for them. Pitch. Another fastball whipped high and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Edgar Reyes trying to get out of this inning. He has 1 out to his name in the top of the 4th. It's 2-0 Hiwassee. Espinal walking up the pitch. Right down Broadway. There's the first strike. Rams at least trying to split this doubleheader today. So far trailing 2-0. A bloop single from Hogan Townsend in the first. And another one from Josh Watson that brought in Tyler Hiwassee here in the 4th. So that pitch is rocketed out to right center. That'll drop fast and in for a base hit. Now relaying the ball in. A good throw from Nick Meadows. Bases loaded and 1 out. Single for Brandon Buck. And just 1 out. Townsend on with an error. That's the only error today for Bluefield. Here comes Nick Bain. Bain, his last time up, smacked a ball on a line straight to the third baseman, Marcus Espinal. Pitch. Bain watches a fastball creep high and away. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Top of the 4th, 2-0 Hiwassee. Reyes in a big jam here. Pitch. Right across that paw print, strike 1. Count evens at a ball and a strike. Boy, Edgar Reyes now working at a glacial pace here with the bases loaded. Who can blame him? Pitch. Fired right down the middle. There's strike 2. Not sure why Nick Bain laid off there. He's the 8-hitter. A double from Hiwassee to start it off. He's the only run scoring so far in the 4th. An E5 putting Townsend on base and a couple of singles. 1-2. Watched high. Reyes going with mostly fastball here. With an identical count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Reyes trying to back out of this jam. 2-2 offer. Swinging a foul tip, keeping him alive. Bases loaded, 1 out. Rams trying for a double play at least. Reyes working on the batter. 2-2 offer. Swung on, liner, left field, base hit. Runs are going to score. Here's Townsend. And the relay just brings the runner station to station. It's 3-0 Tigers. So an RBI single for Bain moves Buck to second, Watson to third, and scoring Hogan Townsend. Boy, the pitching today for Bluefield, it has been really tough. And you got to give it to Hiwassee. Most of these hits are coming with 2 strikes in the count. They just refuse to go down. Their mental status has been so great. Here's Dylan Gansey. He flew out to Josh McGee his last time. Pitch. Just a bit low. Here's ball 1. Base is loaded, 1 out. Rams so far today have been outscored 17-4. Pitch. Slung in low. 2 balls, no strikes. Reyes not really with an overhead motion. Comes about shoulder parallel to that. Pitch. Right across the plate, strike 2. Even counted, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 3-0 Tigers over the Rams in the top of the 4th. That is yet to see its second out. Offer. Swinging a foul ball. Count stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now it looks like Trey Brooks has gone out to the bullpen to warm up. Number 28 on the mound and 29 in the pen. 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball out to center. Ackerman should have this. He does. Now tagging up Watson. Throw to third. Skipping in late and away from Espinal. He's going to chase it down. And staying at third, Brandon Buck. But a sacrifice fly makes it 4-0 Hiwassee. Yancey bringing in an RBI. Bluefield still getting shut out in a miserable fashion. 3rd run of the inning. Now the only force is at first base with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Here comes Keegan Judd. 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Caught stealing his last time. As he watches a fastball go outside and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Edgar Reyes had his way with Johnson University, but Hiwassee has just bit Bluefield right in the face so far. 1-0. Way inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Two outs. Judd trying to keep this thing going. A 4-0 lead for his Tigers. And finally, Reyes creeps inside with the fastball and calls a strike. Going to be right back here on Friday for conference action against Reinhardt. But boy, the Rams have a long hill to climb today before they get to play the Eagles. Now time called by Judd. Picking up some dirt and wiping it on those pinstripe pants. 2-1. Once again, missed outside, and Reyes, that command he had last week has just not shown up. Count rises to 3 balls, 1 strike. Buck at third and Bain at second. The offer. Swinging a pop-up, skying over the backstop out of play. Jackson will just chase it. Flowing out to left field, Keegan Judd. He has been the guy to really keep Bluefield on their toes today. Haven't found an answer. Reyes trying to shut him down to end this inning. Buck at third, Bain at second. From the belt. The payoff. Swinging a pop-up, right field. Charging in Meadows. He will make the catch before he bumps into Jose Perez. Almost another collision out there. Perez and Meadows still trying to find some chemistry, but finally the top of the 4th is over. 3-run score on 3 hits and 1 error. Rather make that 4 hits and 2 men left on base. It is 4-0 Tigers. For nothing. Here's Marcus Espinal. Grounds it hard. Left side. Bobbled by Cole. Stays with it. Throw to first. Stretch. He's out. What a play. That was chopped right down the third baseline, and Mike White is on his way to argue this one. Josh Watson looked like he dropped the ball. Espinal's going to stay at first after the argue here. The umpire's going to have to talk this one over. Boy, he chopped that there. Either way, a great play for Zach Cole, keeping that alive. Now Mike White, it's a frustrating day. Bluefield already down 4-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Oscar Torres trying for this one, but Espinal, it was tipped up in the air by Cole. Got it on a bare hand. Slung across the field. Watson had to stretch to get it like he's playing Twister. Caught it, and it looked like he dropped it, flopping into the dirt. And now Coach White is really going to keep on this one. Glad to have you with us, Bluefield, already with just 1 hit. 7 hits for Hiwassee. They scored 3 runs back at the top of the 4th, and now here we are with the bottom of the 4th. Kyle Harrod still on the mound, the right-handed pitcher for the Tigers. And now an explanation needed here for Mike White. We haven't really seen him so far this year, at least in the games. We broadcasted at Bowen Field. Get into it with the umpires. This might be the time where Mike White really starts to amp it up. He's going to turn around and go right back to third base, and Espinal is out. Wow. And I think the problem Coach White had with the umpire, he was trying to decide if he caught the ball, kept possession through it. And then the umpire kind of flinched on the call. Here's Oscar Torres. Pitch. Torres grounds it straight up the middle. This time, no doubt, that's a base hit. Just the 2nd hit of the day for Bluefield, and Torres is on. Here comes Jordan Jackson. Rams down by 4, getting shut out so far. Just a 7-inning game. This one got started right around 3:30. Pitch. Fastball outside, but called a strike. Jackson, one of the 5 strikeouts for Kyle Harrod in game 2. From the belt, the pitch. Bunt laid down, left side. Harrod spears, throw to first, in time, and the sacrifice moves Torres over to second base. But boy, a good play by the right-handed pitcher. Here going back to his motion, working from the stretch. Harrod barely even picks that foot up. Now with 2 outs, here's Jordan Ackerman. He had a single in the 2nd. If he's able to do that here, he could possibly score a run. It's 4-0. for tuning in on the Rams Digital Sports Network. A little bit of a quicker game. Almost halfway through here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch. Ackerman strides into it and watches the fastball hit the outside corner. Had a home run last week against Johnson University. Has 6 on the year. Adding a lot of stability to the bottom of the lineup. Fastball gets away from Bain. Going to third on a jog, Oscar Torres. And Coach White has not broken up the stare of the infield umpire. It's almost impressive. Now he has to look home. Count it 1-1. Harrod deals. Right across the belt. And actually that went outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Boy, we need a press box right behind home plate here. Can't tell if that's outside at all. 2-1. In the dirt, rolls away from Bain. Torres doesn't have enough. He'll just gallop back to third base. Still staring at him. Wow. 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 gone. A runner at third. Rams down 4-0. Ackerman in a batter's count now calls time. See if Ackerman can get something going. 3-1 deal. Swinging a liner. That'll creep out on the left side out of play. Bouncing into the parking lot. A full count now. Full count. Runner at third and Torres. He has his single. Rocking with the payoff. Swung on. Ground ball left side and sneaking through the 5-6 hole. A base hit. And Bluefield scores a run in the bottom of the fourth. Rams able to punch one onto the board thanks to Jordan Ackerman, and the RBI single now puts the Rams down by 3.
Right fielder, Nick Meadows.
Ackerman has a great talent, even as a left-handed batter, of putting those balls into left field. That was an outside pitch. He bounced it right in between Buck and Cole. Pitch to Meadows. And the right fielder takes for ball 1. Meadows, his last time, flew out to left. 2 outs. Pitch. Fastball outside. Called a strike, though. See if Meadows can put a little bit more lift on the ball here. Once again, Sutton playing so deep, about 5 feet from the warning track and left. 1-1. Meadows has to duck on a high fastball. Now Bain calls time. Finally a dent being put into Kyle Harrod's very good day on the mound. We're in the bottom of the fourth. It's 4-1. Rams certainly not out of it yet. Ackerman awaits at first base. Bit shorter than Josh Watson, the big first baseman for Hiwassee. Ackerman, a lean player at 5'5". Still pretty jacked after working in the weight room after redshirting his junior year. 2-1. Fastball just a bit outside. We're called a strike, notching in. Boy, another delayed strike call. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the count is at 3-1 rather. Pitch. Swung on and sliced out to right. Yancey will find it in the air and make the catch. There's out number 3. And Mike White still pretty excited. Bluefield able to put a run on the board. It's 4-1 headed to the 5th inning. Trey Brooks now steps on the mound. Edgar Reyes' day is done. We're headed to the 5th inning. Bluefield wicket 3, it's 4-1. Wes Sutton steps up to the plate batting right-handed. First pitch, and Brooks gets a fastball inside. Brooks, one of the veterans for Bluefield, trying to keep this 4-1 score at bay. Kick and the pitch. 1-0 is popped up shallow left center. Billy Castro, the shortstop, backs up and squeezes for out number 1. So far, so good for Trey Brooks. 3-run scoring in the 4th inning. That was a tough one to watch for Edgar Reyes. He finished with a strikeout. Now stepping up to the plate, it's Tyler Hiwassee. He started off that rally with a double back in the 4th. Now in the 5th. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Whiffed right by him. Strike 1. And if you're just now joining us, Game 1, it was 14-4 in favor of Hiwassee. The Tigers have just punished the pitching of Bluefield today. That one is sliced up in the air, down the third baseline, back into fair territory, and Espinal makes the catch. Well, it looks like Espinal really needs some sunglasses. That sun was shining right in his eyes. He's the only infielder without any. Matter of fact, it looks like he's one of the only players out there without sunglasses except for Brooks and Jackson. That one is ripped down the left side and through for a base hit. Hogan Townsend on with another hit. He's 2 for 3 today, scoring a run. Here's Josh Watson, 4-1. There's the 8th hit of the day for Hiwassee, who comes into this game at 24-17. Slow kick and the delivery. And a fastball kicking up some dirt outside. Watson's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He also scored a run. One-0. Swung on and lifted high up in the air out to the left. McGee should have it. Stops in his tracks and makes the catch for out number 3. Good inning of work for Trey Brooks after giving up the single to Hogan Townsend. It's a scoreless top of the 5th, and it's 4-1. Bluefield going into the bottom of the 5th, trying to come back in this one. Rams looking for a spark, down 4-1. Here's Joseph Cardona. And a fastball goes right across the pike, and it's 0-1. Cardona's 0 for 1. He struck out. Kyle Harrod still on the mound. That patented slow motion he deals. The 0-1 scrapes in the dirt. It's the 9-1-2 for Bluefield. Cardona, Castro, and Jose Perez. Sun starting to set on the first base side. We've been here since 1 o'clock today. Now the 1-1. Fastball high. Of course, meaning that's when Game 1 started. Got here a little bit before that. The players have probably been here since the AM. Cardona, the D8, still looking for his first base hit. Here's the 2-1. Watched outside. There's ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Last time Cardona was up at the plate, he was up 3-0 in the count, and Herod stormed back. 3-1. Watched outside, ball 4, and Bluefield has a base runner on. Only the second time today where the Rams have their leadoff man on the base paths. We're in the bottom of the 5th, and here's Bailey Castro 0 for 2. Castro strung out back in the first inning. That's 5 strikeouts, Kyle Herod. That's the fastball flares high and inside again. And it looks like Bluefield is just trying to swing away on some of these high fastballs. And now time called and maybe a pitching change in the works for Hiwassee. 1 ball, no strikes. I have to see what the Tigers do here. So far, Herod has gone just 4 innings. That's the 7-inning ball game. Have to see if Herod can find his command. You can see him losing it a little bit in the 4th inning. Rams able to score their first run of the day, courtesy an RBI single from Ackerman. 1 ball, no strikes, 4-1 the score. And it won't be a pitching change. No outs and a runner at first. Rams down by 3. Taking a long walk back into the dugout. Cardona with the lead off at first. Castro at the plate. From the belt, the 1-0. Check swing fastball. Did he go? No. 2 balls, no strikes. It was a bit high. Now the 2-0. Swinging a high fly ball, left center field. Judd racing back, makes the catch. Cardona just has to gallop back to first. Castro, he's just not that type of hitter. He's a guy that has to leak them on, not really going for distance. I'll go back into the dugout. Here's Jose Perez with 1 out. Perez reached on an error in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2, flew out to left as well. On the lefty facing the righty, Herod has an out to his name. Rams down by 3. Pitch. Watched high and away. Well, the 3rd game in just 2 days for Bluefield, playing in a doubleheader today. Beat Emory and Henry 10-9 yesterday in a 9-inning game. 1-0. Once again high, Perez strides into it and lays off. Runner at first to Joseph Cardona. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. Shoulder shrug in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Perez blowing through it. With a count now at 2 balls and 1 strike, Perez needs his big base hit today. Rams down by 3. The offer. Swinging a grounder over towards the first base line, and Watson can't track it down. Cardona racing to 3rd, and everybody's safe. Runners on the corners. Joshua McKee up to the plate now. A swing of the bat could tie the game. It's 4-1 with 1 out. He's due today, ladies and gentlemen. Well, at least in Game 2. He hit a home run in Game 1, but so far in Game 2, struck out looking and popped up to the second baseman. Hiwassee not really thinking they're in a position to trade outs for runs, so that infield is creeping in. That's the 4th hit of the day for Bluefield. First pitch. McGee pops it up, foul territory, first base side. Watson finds it in the air and makes the catch. Deflating pop out there, and the runners stay on the corners. Two outs, and it's 4-1. Marcus Espinal with a chance now. Bottom of the fifth, 3-run deficit. Rams trying to come back from. They scored a run in the fourth. Now the aggregate score is at 18-5 today. First pitch. Espinal takes low in the dirt. Pitching hasn't been there for Bluefield. Hiwassee so far has just used 2 pitchers. Bryson Howard got the complete game in game 1. 1-0. Swung on, lined into left field. There's a base hit. Cardona will score, and Perez advances to second, and it is 4-2 still in favor of Hiwassee. There's the hit needed from Marcus Espinal in the cleanup spot. Perez and Cardona setting the table there. Here's Oscar Torres. Torres singled and scored a run in the fourth. Tying run at first base. Pitch. Torres pops it up right behind home plate, and it gets out of here. Strike one. Well, Torres has had this habit of swinging at the first pitch. So he can do something on the second. Harrod's starting to sweat here. Hiwassee might have to be thinking of new options going into the 6th and 7th innings. 0-1 offer. Fastball high. With an even count at 1-1, 2 outs. Perez at second, and over at first, fresh off an RBI single, Marcus Espinal. Count evens at 1-1. The deal. Swing and a foul tip, giving Torres just some off balance there. An off balance cut. Dances right behind home plate. Counted 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hiwassee's pitcher Kyle Harrod trying to get out of the inning. The 1-2. Fastball, and Torres lays off. It's high. Flinched for a second, made the decision to lay off. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild with 2 runners on. 4-2 in favor of Hiwassee. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Rams for the first time today have some sort of energy. Harrod nodding into Bain. Checking Perez second, 2-2. Sliced foul right side, and it's going to hit the top of that batting facility hard. He's battling here. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bat on his shoulder on the right side of the plate. Pitch. Hit him. Nicks right off of his elbow guard, and the bases are loaded. So now the go-ahead run is at first base. And with 2 balls and 2 strikes, Harrod lost his batter. And Jordan Jackson has a chance to at least tie it up or take the lead with a big hit here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Rams have scored 2 runs, 1 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. And now this looks like it'll be a change. Kyle Harrod, that's it. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and we'll let you know who it is right after this. Rams trying to jump on the board some more. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Charlie Hammond's now on the mound with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Jordan Jackson trying to knot this up. First pitch, he swings and misses at a fastball low. Strike 1. Kyle Herod works 4 2/3, but now the bases are juiced. Jose Perez at third, Espinal with an RBI single at second, and Torres was plunked. Jackson's 0 for 1 with the strikeout, had a sacrifice bunt earlier. 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and Jackson took his head out on that one. Quickly down 0-2, the sidewinder. Hammond's trying to get out of this inning quickly. Now Jackson is forced into a position where he has to defend the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Hammond's looking. Doesn't have a kick, just slings it home sidewinder. 0-2. Just a bit outside, ball 1. 4-2. Hiwassee has led the entire doubleheader. Jackson with a base hit could possibly tie it up or maybe take the lead for Torres at first base. Righty to righty. Hammond's being deliberate now with the bases loaded and the wind really flowing through. Coming set. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled. Just a bouncer right behind the catcher, Bain. That keeps Jackson in the box, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-2, bottom of the 5th. Jackson with 6 homers on the year. Boy, could the Rams use one. The 1-2. Swung on and hit into left on the side, and instead it's fielded by Cole, who'll get to the bag, and the bases are left loaded. Rams leave the bases loaded, but they do score a run on a couple of hits, no errors, and it's 4-2. Welcome back to Bluefield, everybody. 4-2, top of the 6th. Trey Brooks fires a fastball low and away. There's ball 1. Brooks worked a scoreless top of the 5th. Here's Zach Cole. He's 0 for 2. He's made a couple of good plays out at third base, though. The 1-0. Cole swings and misses at a breaking pitch in the dirt. Count evens at 1-1. Now in the 6, 7, 8 part of the lineup. Jordan Jackson hit into a fielder's choice to end the bottom of the 6th or the 5th inning. 1-1. Cole pops it up on the left side, foul territory. Jackson trying to find it, and the ball hits the top of that dugout hard. There's strike 2, a ball and 2 strikes. Enjoying this 76-degree weather, almost sweltering. And then the high tomorrow, 43 degrees with a chance of snow. Low at 31. I just do not understand it. Kick and the 1-2. Cole with a hard fly ball left field, and that is foul just by an inch. Well, Cole sent a charge into that one, but nothing to show for it. He'll have to go back to home plate and try again. One ball, two strikes. Zach Cole batting right-handed, and Trey Brooks, the second pitcher in game 2 for Bluefield, trying to end it. 1-2. Inside, a waste pitch. Fastball that causes Cole to try to turn. Two balls, two strikes, no outs. Brooks deals. Swung on, a grounder chopped over the head of Bailey Castro. And Zach Cole is on with a single. Once again, Hiwassee doing well with 2 strikes in the count. And that'll bring up Brandon Buck. Buck with a single and a fly out to center field back in the second inning. It's 4-2. Rams have now cut it down to a 2-run lead, but with 1 out or no outs in the top of the 6th. The runner is at first. First pitch to Buck, showing bunt, flashes it back. That's a little bit outside. Ball 1. Glad you can join us here at Bowen Field. It has been a long day for Bluefield. Now showing bunt, Espinal creeps up third base side. 1-0. Pulls back, fastball low and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Big lead at first for Cole. The pitch showing Bunny pulls back this time. It crosses the knees, though. Strike 1. Brandon Buck trying to get another sacrifice. Hiwassee has done a solid job today of bunting and putting it in play, moving the runners around. Now the 2-1, runner goes. Laid down first base side, and it's a good thing because Cole was already at second base. There's strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still no clouds in the sky. Boy, it feels like summer. Wind still flowing out towards left. It snowed 2 days ago, and it might do it again tomorrow. Boy, can't get enough. No outs and a runner at first. Brooks looking over his shoulder. Decides to deal. Swung on and ripped into left field. Another base hit for Brandon Buck. And doing it on 2 strikes. These Bluefield pitchers have just not found a way to close out at bats. Here comes Nick Bain. Bain, the catcher, with an RBI single and a line out to the third baseman, Espinal. See if they try bunt here again. Showing. Bunts, chopper, right back to Brooks. Pops the throw to first. On target, 1 out. Sacrifice intact, moving both runners into scoring position. Bluefield finally has an out. No double play now. Dylan Cansey with the sacrifice fly his last time. He's 0 for 1. Infield in for Bluefield. Here's Gansey, the right fielder. Didn't get the start in game 1. Sporting the stirrups. First pitch. Takes a fastball, called a ball just a bit inside. Well, Brooks with a big frame trying to work 2 scoreless. Pitch. Swinging a foul ball right back to the backstop. Count evens at 1-1. An infield in. Best believe Bluefield's going to look to see if Zach Cole will try to creep home. As that pitch is grounded foul left side. And strike two. Zach Cole at third, Brandon Buck at second. Have to see if Gansey keeps up that great pattern for Hiwassee, hitting the ball with 2 strikes. Waving the bat behind his helmet. 1-2 offer. Swung on and popped up. Shallow right, could be trouble. Creeping back into the infield, Torres makes the catch in the infield dirt. There's a gift for Bluefield, headed back to the top of the lineup with Keegan Judd now for Hiwassee. Still 4-2. Ten hits for Hiwassee as opposed to 5 for the Rams. Bluefield only trails by 2. Had the bases loaded there after Charlie Hammonds came in for Hiwassee, and Bluefield couldn't get a run in. Keegan Judd with a pair of hits today as he swings and slaps it out to center field. Ackerman dives and makes the grab. That certainly saves 2 runs, and Hiwassee only goes into the bottom of the 6th, leading by 2. Another web gem for Jordan Ackerman, and Bluefield trying to spark something after that, trailing by 2 going into the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Ackerman swings and pops it up into sky-high center. Not enough drive on this one. Judd is able to camp out under it and make the catch. Rams down 4-2. Ackerman made that great catch, robbing Keegan Judd of a couple of hits, and now Judd paying him back with that catch there. In the bottom of the 6th now, Rams down by 2 runs. Hiwassee looking for the doubleheader sweep after winning Game 1 14-4. Pitch. Meadows watches a fastball go right, just a bit high, ball 1. He's 0 for 2, flew out twice. And a new pitcher in is Michael Decker. Another righty fires it home, right across the belt, strike 1. So we only saw a third of an inning from Charlie Hammonds. Slinging it sidewinder. Now this is an overhead pitcher as Meadows bounces towards the middle and sneaking through. There's a base hit. Meadows making a good day out of his appearances at the plate. Now has a hit in Game 2. And Joseph Cardona will try to keep it going for Bluefield. He's 0 for 1. Struck out swinging, also walked and scored a run in the 5th inning. The bottom of the 6th, we're playing a 7-inning game. Pitch. Cardona fouls off a high fastball. That'll go into the orange seats. Strike 1. Swing of the bat could tie up the game. Rams down by 2. They've been trailing the entire doubleheader. Now scoring 2 unanswered. A pick off to first. That's a good move there from Michael Decker. Unlike what we saw from Bryson Howard, the lefty in Game 1, who really, you could see his pickoff attempt from a mile away. Decker a little bit tougher. 0-1. Lefty strides, but watches the fastball zoom high and away. Ball and a strike. Rams headed back to the top of their lineup. So it could be big here if Cardona is able to get on base. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Boy, that back knee almost hit the dirt. Strike two. One ball, two strikes, one out. Meadows creeping off at first base. The pitch. Cardona pops it up. Second base, Townsend makes the catch. It's a good swing for Cardona, but it almost seems like that bat might be dead. Just loop the ball up second base side, quickly 2 outs, and here's Bailey Castro. 4-2 the score, bottom of the 6th. Righty to righty, Castro looking for his first base hit of game 2. Boy, do the Rams need it. Pitch. Castro grounds it up the middle, and rather that looper will pop in for a base hit. So now 2 men aboard for Jose Perez. Castro's single gives Bluefield their 7th hit of the ball game. 4-2, and he represents the potential tying run. 2 outs. Time called, and Michael Decker now has to talk it over with Bain as catcher. Happy you folks can watch it on the Rams Digital Sports Network. It's been a lot smoother of a game, especially on the technical side, but really on the baseball side as well. A little bit more fun to watch. That one was 3 hours in game 1. Ended up being 14-4. Meadows with a big lead at second. Bailey Castro walking off at first. Decker delivers. Swung on and slapped on the ground. Sliding grab by Cole, and he lays the tag down on Meadows. Frustrating there. That third baseman, it's been a no-fly zone on the third base side. 4-2, headed to the 7th and final inning on the Rams Digital Sports Network. So far, so good for Trey Brooks, trying to keep the good feelings going up against the 2-3-4 in the 7th inning. It's 4-2. First pitch to Wes Sutton. And the left fielder watches it go outside and low. Count is at 1-0. Pitch. There's a strike. Count evens out a ball and a strike. Wes Sutton is 0 for 2, flew out to center field and also popped up to Bailey Castro. Brooks has worked 2 scoreless, the 0-2. Swung on and grounded foul, and rather that was the 1-1, so now the count is at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count is at 0-2. So he had it right the first time. No balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the pitch. Swinging another foul ball, just clinking off of that pole right behind home plate. That was a big chance for Hiwassee to put the Rams out of reach there with a good hit from Keegan Judd, but instead Jordan Ackerman dove to make the catch. Pitch. Check swing, dribbler right back to Brooks. Fires to first in time, 1 away. Oh, Wes Sutton not really excited about his effort right there. A check swing trying to go through it, tipped off the bat. Kind of a swinging bent, if you will. Now here's Tyler Hiwassee, 1 for 3. He doubled and scored in the 4th inning. That's the big inning for Hiwassee. That's where they scored 3 runs, and since then they have not put any on the board. And the first pitch to Hiwassee is a fastball that cracks in on the outside corner on the lefty. Hiwassee had 6'3", one of the few lefties in the lineup. Pitch. Fastball high. Wearing the white batting gloves, a ball and a strike. Hiwassee trying to go back to Tennessee with a sweep. From the belt, Brooks delivers. Looping outside and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another gust of wind as Brooks fires. And a fastball is called a strike. Looked like Hiwassee was trying to call time there, was walking out of the batter's box and couldn't get it to go. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brooks trying to get a strikeout here. He sets, kicks and pitches. Swung on, a flare out to shallow right. Meadows chases towards his left and makes the catch. 2 outs, nobody on, a 4-2 lead in the top of the 7th. Rams looking to come back and possibly walk it off. A lot different than what we saw in game 1. The Rams lost by 10 runs. Scoring on a couple of homers from Nick Meadows as well as Josh McGee. The first pitch to Hogan Townsend. He swings and rips left field line. There is a foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. Brooks has handled himself well coming in the 5th inning. He's allowed 3 hits. No strikeouts yet. The count at 0-1 with 2 outs. Now another time called. So that pitch will not count. Hiwassee's played good small ball today with the bunts. They have 10 hits on the day as well. Brooks' shoulder shrugs, 0-1. Swung on and popped up left field, converging Castro and McGee. McGee calls it, and will make the catch. 3 up, 3 down go the Tigers in the top of the 7th. Final chance for Bluefield when we come back. It's 4-2. Last chance for Bluefield. It's 4-2 and a new pitcher in. Trying to get the save for Hiwassee. It's Ryan Keefe. So the Tigers going it well into their bullpen, and Josh McGee will lead it off. First pitch, McGee takes a fastball right down the middle for strike one. McGee's 0 for 3, Espinal 1 for 1, or 1 for 2 rather, with an RBI single, and Oscar Torres is 1 for 2 as well. So the 3, 4, 5 all due up. Keefe, a lanky right-hander. The pitch swung on and belted deep to left field. That ball is hooking. Foul. Wow, so close. That almost was the 15th home run of the year from Joshua McGee. Would have cut the lead in half. Instead, it's a loud way to get your second strike. No balls, 2 strikes, and McGee almost had it. That might get Keefe sweating on the mound now. The lanky right-hander looking into his battery-mate bait. McGee shouldn't necessarily be trying to kill it here, just trying to get on base. No balls, 2 strikes. Coming set, Keefe fires. Swinging a foul tip, dropped by Bain. That ricochets off the umpire. Now Bain's going to walk up to the pitcher's mound and talk this one over. It's been a fun one, folks. We're in the bottom of the 7th. 7th and final inning, playing at game 2 of this doubleheader. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. McGee battling. 4-2 the score with no outs and nobody on. It's the leadoff man in the bottom of the 7th. Already has 14 homers on the year. Keefe relaxing. Another 0-2. Fastball high, and it hit him. Nicks off of his elbow, and Josh McGee will trot to first. McGee didn't look like he was about to sell that one, but instead he gets to first base. So here's Marcus Espinal. Swing of the bat could tie the game. Espinal already has an RBI single. McGee galloping away at first. You got to believe that Ryan Keefe might try to pick him off. Hiwassee needs 3 outs. Pitch. Fastball, watch tie. 1 ball, no strikes, no outs. Keefe has to worry about McGee at first. The pitch. Right down the middle, there's strike 1. Espinal waiting on possibly a great pitch here. Count evens at 1-1. Bluefield in danger of being swept. Keefe relaxing, checking around the 1-1. Another fastball, high and away. Mike White bending his knees over at third base. Rams trying to press their coach here with the 7th inning rally. 2-1. Watched outside, but hitting the corner. Espinal has flinched on these past few pitches. Count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just now joining us, McGee hit by a pitch. He's at first base. 4-2 the score. Rams down by 2. 2-2. Espinal lifts it out to right field, chasing Gansey. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Almost getting the inside-out hit there, and Espinal hits it off the outside of the bat. He's retired. Oscar Torres up to the plate now with 1 out. Rams down by 2. Last time Torres was up, he was hit by a pitch. Keefe deals. Right down Broadway, strike one. Torres strides into it and decides not to swing. He swung at the first pitch a few times today as well. 0-1. Just a bit inside, there's ball one. 4-2 the score, bottom of the seventh, final inning. Rams looking to tie it up or it maybe end it here in walk-off fashion. Ducks flying overhead. Now the 1-1. Here it is. Ducking Torres. It's a fastball high and inside. Boy, Keefe has kept a lot of these pitches high. Two balls, one strike. Torres up in the count. Trying to cut the lead in half with McGee. 2-1. High and dropped by Bain. McGee can't go, though. 3 balls, 1 strike. Now a time called in. Quick little chat here. Have to see if the entire infield joins him. Looking for a way to end this game for Hiwassee. They have 1 out. Need just 2 to sweep the doubleheader after winning game 1 14-4. Looking for a save, Ryan Keefe. Already seen the start go to Kyle Harrod. Michael Decker pitched an inning, and just one batter was seen by the sidewinder, Charlie Hammonds. 3 balls, 1 strike. Oscar Torres trying to put a charge into this ball. Rams down by 2 with Jackson up next. Bottom of the 7th. 3 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. Torres stays in the box. It's a full count. McGee with a little bit of a shuffle off at first base, about 4 feet away from Watson, who covers. Payoff. Swinging a foul ball, saves Torres at bat. Long one in the works. Torres with the bat on his shoulder. Second payoff. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Keefe storms back and silences the first baseman for Bluefield, and the last chance might reside in Jordan Jackson. 0 for 2, he struck out and also has a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th inning. McGee at first, 2 gone. Pitch. High and in, Jackson turns away. 1 ball, no strikes at 2 outs. Ryan Keefe on the mound. He has to fight this one really till the end. McGee was down on 2 strikes, got hit by a pitch. Hiwassee just needs 1 more out for the sweep. The 1-0. Right down Broadway to notch up the count. It's 1-1. Rams have looked better in game 2, but they're down to their final out. 1-1. Inside corner, and now they're down to their final strike. Ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Tying run at the plate, possibly. Wind blowing out towards left. Jordan Jackson awaits. Keefe deals. Swung on and fouled straight back. So Jackson stays in the battle here. Ball and 2 strikes. Keefe ready, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Hiwassee sweeps Bluefield. They win game 2, 4-2, when Ryan Keefe gets a well-fought save. And the Tigers come in and shock the Rams. Wow. Tigers now improved to 25-17. The Rams now getting swept today fall to 22-17. They will return to Bowen Field on Friday to play against Reinhardt in a conference game and then have a doubleheader on Saturday. That'll be senior day at Bowen Field, but Well, they'll have a few days to process this one. Hiwassee coming from Tennessee and getting the 14-4 as well as 4-2 win right here at Bowen Field. For my cameraman, Stephen Collier, my name is Bailey Engel, reminding you the final score. Hiwassee wins Game 2 and completes the sweep 4-2. And until Friday, take it easy, Rams fans.